Welcome back, ladies and gentlemen, to Canadian Football Central, CFL content for the fans, by the fans. And we got another video coming out today about the BC Lions, as they made a bit of an announcement today. Now, we knew there were going to be some games that were not going to be happening in at BC Place due to the FIFA World Cup. Like Toronto, they're having to make some changes. However, BC's changes, a little bit interesting, as Toronto's changes, they had to... they got a game in Hamilton. They got some games. They got a game in Winnipeg, game in Regina, kind of all over the place. Whereas BC has done pretty much all they can to actually do something a bit interesting here, and I really like what they're doing. So this is this is called Touchdown Kelowna. This is this was kind of known that this was probably going to be what was happening. However, today they kind of confirmed that Commissioner of the CFL, Stuart Johnston, was there for the announcement. So Touchdown Kelowna will see the BC Lions host 2 regular season CFL games with exact dates and opponents to be announced, along with the 2026 schedule release. And these games will both be at the Apple Bowl, which is located just outside downtown Kelowna in the Okanagan, and will be expanded to into a temporary stadium with a capacity of 17,500. Now, the capacity of the stadium usually is 2,314. And this is actually the home field of the CJFL Okanagan Sun. However, and this is an interesting thing because the Lions have hosted, I think they've done some preseason games here. Is that correct, Rick?
I think that they have, but don't forget, they also just did one not that long ago. I think last year before that, and they were able to get a lot of fans to that one. Well, I shouldn't. Really say
no, and this is
like 5 to 10.
And this is great because I think this is a lot better of a solution than necessarily just giving another game to Winnipeg or Saskatchewan. As much as, like, for me as a Bomber fan, I get an extra game to go to, which is going to be nice. Taking this opportunity to kind of do something fun with it is good. Now, the BC Lions are also fortunate that, you know, they're like in the sense of the Toronto Argonauts are the Toronto Argonauts. They're not the Ontario Argonauts. They're the Toronto Argonauts. With BC, they're the BC Lions. They're not the Vancouver Lions. The games don't just have to be there. And so I think this is a great idea. And then if you look at the festival that they're doing alongside this, alongside the games, the Lions will host a festival celebrating Canadian football and our incredible fans, with dates and location to be announced soon. The festival will feature live music, food, family-friendly fun. Our goal is to showcase the best of Kelowna while creating a one-of-a-kind football celebration that brings fans together from across BC and beyond. Stay tuned for details. Like, see, this is fantastic. Like, this is exactly what the CFL needs to be doing to grow the game, to really that grassroots movement. I think CFL needs to better ingrain themselves with youth sports, with the CJFL, get more, just promoting it more. I know there were a lot of complaints about the lack of CFL promotion at youth sports, and that the CFL had not promoted the Vanier Cup and stuff like that, and that is certainly is. I think there's definitely some truth to that. I think the CFL needs to do more there. I'm glad to see the CFL has been doing a lot of partnerships recently, and so I hope with initiatives like this that they can kind of get that going, as it looks like, based on what we see today. This was written by the staff at 3 Down Nation. As it looks like there's going to be a game Saturday, June 27th and July 4th, both in Kelowna. They're going to be a 4 p.m. start. The June 27th game will be against the Calgary Stampeders. And then the Saturday, July 4th game will be against the Edmonton Elks. So it looks like they have a plan there. And that will be most likely their first 2 games of the season. Is that what it's looking like, Rick? At least their first 2
4 and 5. So it'll be weeks 4 and 5. So I would assume.
So probably their first
season.
Probably their first home games, though, I imagine, as I think they're probably going to be on the road.
Because of FIFA I was just thinking that
start. But we'll find out, I guess, December 9th, as that's when the CFL
Yes,
releases their schedule. And so, but this is like, because if we look at well, the announcement from team president Duane Venu, which I'm so sorry if I screwed up that name. He said, on behalf of our owner, Omar Doma, and the entire Lions organization, we are excited, honored, and greatly anticipating this historic event in 2026. Kelowna and the entire Okanagan have been a hotbed for great Lions fans. We are very much looking forward to calling Kelowna home for two big games against two of our biggest division rivals. The party in and around the two games will also give a mini Grey Cup festival type of feel. This is perfect. I'm not going to lie. I was thrilled. I was so excited at this year's Grey Cup Festival. I planned on originally doing a video on it. I don't know. I still don't, I'm not sure if I'll end up fully doing a video on it, as it's been a little bit since then. We'll see. But it was honestly, what I can say from it, it was so much fun. Huge shout out to the CFL FFC event, CFL Fans Fight Cancer event. That event was fantastic. They do that every year. And so if you ever are going to the Grey Cup Festival, go to it, give some money to a fantastic cause to seriously help people out. I was excited. I won an Ottawa Renegades jersey at that event. But yeah, no. So the Grey Cup Festival is an absolutely fantastic thing. So I love that they're going to be doing something kind of like that with this Kelowna, with these two games happening in Kelowna. And it's funny because if you look here, the Apple Bowl, which recently hosted a crowd of 6,200 for Canadian Premier League soccer earlier this year, will be expanded to accommodate at least 17,500 fans in temporary bleachers. The maximum possible capacity is expected to be approximately 20,000. So that's like... it's one of those things where that's not like, that is still smaller than like a CFL stadium, but not by a whole lot. Like in the sense of 17,500, though is smaller in capacity than any CFL stadium. There are some teams that don't average 17,500. So if you're able to expand it to 17,500 and sell those games out, that's an absolute win. And again, that's a great way to grow the game through the rest of British Columbia. And I think that is just fantastic. So serious props to the BC Lions. And honestly, I hope they do some promotion alongside the Okanagan Sun. As again, I think really promoting some of these other Canadian leagues, whether it's U Sports, CJFL, is just a great thing. And I think that this is just a fantastic opportunity to do so. So, is there anything else you got there, Rick?
No.
Because honestly, I'm very pleased with this announcement. And so it's a little bit interesting because the only other thing I wanted to say left, and this is just from the Lions website, these will both be home games, unlike Touchdown Atlantic. Because it says, no, unlike Touchdown Atlantic, these are official BC Lions home games. I'm curious to see how they're able to shoot this game and what they have for the broadcast, as I'm not sure how it'll go, but I imagine that they got it all figured out. So,
I mean, if you really think about it, if there's cameras that are nearby. Because just think, because with preseason, what is it? The CFL doesn't televise those ones, but it's still shown.
Yeah.
And I'm sure, like, really, how hard is it to fly cameras to a province?
I mean, getting the cameras there isn't the problem. I mean, setting them up accordingly will be the issue. But we'll see. I think they'll have it figured out. Obviously, this is something they're factoring in. So, I'm excited to see how it goes. So, Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Make sure you guys leave a like on the video, share it around, and subscribe if you haven't already. And also, if you haven't, make sure you guys join our Discord. Link in the description below to our Discord as we chat CFL there, NHL, also to other sports. So make sure you go there and keep the conversation going. Now, before we get going, Rick?
And rest in peace, Valor FC.
Yes, this is true. Valor FC folded the other day. So,
I've never... Yeah,
in case you're wondering where all this Wade Miller hate has popped up, because Wade Miller's not usually a guy who gets a lot of hate. There's a lot of it right now on Twitter because of Valor FC. So if you want to look into that, you can look into that on your own time on Twitter or X, whatever you call it. So peace, love, and positivity, all you wonderful people at home. We'll see you guys next time.